Anyone else been single so long they just don't want to deal with it? The last thing I want is a good morning text. I don't want to answer questions to why I'm taking a nap. I'd definitely settle with an activity partner. But as far as doing life with another person, just doesn't sound fun.
So yesterday, I made a video in which I put out my theory that the majority, or at least most men that are single, are not as lonely as a lot of individuals out there would like us to believe. In fact, from the majority of the comments from men, most men have actually found it rather peaceful being single. And this seemed to upset some individuals, and by some I mean some women, some of whom left some very disparaging comments in regards to what they thought of me. But it doesn't matter what they think of me. What I want to know is, why would some women get upset that men are more happy single than they were in relationships? Because I think we all know that sometimes it's worse to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't appreciate you than to be single and be by yourself, where you don't have to worry about impressing anyone or worrying about what they're doing. So why would some be upset about what the guys were saying? Seems rather funny, doesn't it?
Peaceful, healthier, financially better, and have a sense of well-being.
I don't know when we're finally going to realize that more and more men are single because they want to be single. Because they've built up their lives. They like their day-to-day routine. They buy what they want and can afford. They spend time on whatever hobby they enjoy. But what they don't want is making the mistake of sacrificing those things for something less than what they already have. And I get it. We've heard that women are raising their standards. But ladies, men are too.
I really don't.
Right.
I just like the freedom to do what I want, when I want, where I want.
Right.
And that's really what it boils down to. People are like, oh, you're 45 and you're single and this and this and this. Like, I just like that I can do what I want.
Yeah.
If I'm tired, I go home and go to bed. If I want to go back to work, I can work till 3 a.m. I don't have to feel like, are you cheating? Who's the girl in the background? That's my bar manager. Why are she here with you at 2 a.m? Because we're opening up a bar in 3 weeks. I don't have to deal with that. And I think I like that. And I see too many people that have to live by somebody else's emotions and someone else's feelings.
Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think, wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
A man content alone disrupts expectations. His independence raises his value and makes women question theirs.
It's the rude awakening that men have needed for thousands of years.
I have 4 big things to say about this, but first of all, I'm not quite sure where this belief came from that if more women divorce their husbands, that these men are just going to believe that it was all their fault and they're going to grow and get better. No, there's never just fault on one side, and men know that. Second of all, most men that go through divorce end up losing a lot in the form of lost time with their children and financially through spousal support and child support. So many men just feel victimized by the court system. Thirdly, a lot of these men that get put through the ringer, they eventually build themselves back and they realize that they're a lot happier being single. It's actually a lot more peaceful for them. And fourthly and lastly, a lot of men never want to get married again, or in the first place, because they hear women like this talking about divorce as if it's some sort of punishment for her not being happy, as if his needs and the family's needs have nothing to do with it. And men are smarter than that.
If you look at the stats on who's happiest, the happiest people are single women and married men. They're the 2 happiest groups of people always.
Single women
and married men
are the happiest.
But the happiest groups of people, like not married women. Married women like end up doing all the jobs, and married women aren't happier than single women. Single women are happier than married women. And married men are really happy because they get everything done for them, basically.
This doesn't compute because when your wife is unhappy, she will not allow you to be happy. Miserable wife will always have an overall miserable marriage.
Would you rather be married and miserable or single and lonely?
Single and lonely, as long as I have my money. If you not my thought process, I cannot have you around me because you're gonna fuck up my life.
Can you be lonely and not miserable?
You can be lonely and have a blast.
9 times out of 10, when somebody tells you they're lonely, are they happy?
No.
Are they happy?
No.
I disagree.
Are they happy?
I've been lonely
and happy.
You can be lonely and happy. You cannot be miserable and happy. It doesn't make sense.
When I'm feeling lonely,
it's easier for me to feel loved if I go around people I love. When I'm miserable, I could be around y'all and I'm still miserable.
Keep in mind podcast.
You can create happiness alone, but you can't create joy in a toxic bond. Freedom with a little loneliness is still better than chains with constant pain.
Here is why intelligent men stay single. At work, being logical is rewarded, but that doesn't work with dating. Women want to feel emotions. This means flirting, telling stories, and making her laugh. Only when you stir her emotions can her attraction for you grow.
Men remember she wants to feel emotions. She doesn't want you to have emotions.
Do you think men are happier when they are single or in a relationship? This question comes up because I got into a bit of an argument on Facebook this week because someone had posted a very long and detailed post alluding to just that fact. That men, when they are free to pursue their own goals, and see who they want, and hang out with friends, and do all the things that they want to do, are actually happier than when they're in a relationship. And I agreed, because the reality is that men typically give up their goals and hopes in lieu of whatever she wants them to do. Of course, this led to a lot of arguments and a lot of hate from the women at me, which I am very much used to, which is fine. What I want to know is,
when you get enough lonely single men in their young ages of like 20 to 30, right, with no family, no kids, nothing to die for, to stand for, you're going to have public tragedies keep happening. Soon they'll start targeting higher ups in government because, you know, once the greed sets in from those at the top and they take more and more and more and you're left with nothing, then you'll really see the, quote, revolt everybody talks about.
When society strips some men of hope, family, and meaning while the powerful hoard wealth rage is inevitable. You can't keep squeezing people forever without backlash. Keep ignoring them, and you won't just get quiet despair. You'll get chaos.
I can't see one single positive argument for staying single today. We're having a cigar the other day with this guy when we did the live podcast. He's 35 years old, makes millions, but he doesn't want to get married. He says, it's too risky getting married today. I said, it's too risky getting married today. I said, man, it's too risky staying single today. Like, what do you think life is all about? Pulling up to a restaurant in a Rolls Royce? For what? Who cares? Those people that say, what a nice car, don't give a about you. Everything about life is investing in things that outlive you. Man wants to live forever, but we're not going to. The only way you're going to get a glimpse of living forever is by what you build. You have kids, you raise them properly, they continue your last name, you write a book, you make music, you make movies, you make something that outlives you.
True. All of this is true. Well said.
Well said, soldier.
Society can't blame men for adapting to the rules women helped create. Single men are going their own way.
4 reasons why being a single man in your 30s is awesome. Number 1, you're actually attractive to women, okay? A lot of guys spend time in their 20s not feeling attractive to women at all, but if you work on yourself in your 30s, you're gonna be a lot more attractive to them. Number 2, you're less desperate for sex. The good thing about being in your 30s is you're not a complete horn dog all the time. It actually helps. 3, you have money to finally do what you want and you're not sweating over the check when the bill comes. 4, you have less pressure to settle down and have kids. This is one of the benefits of being a guy as opposed to women who experience a lot of pressure during this time.
You want to know why men over 40 are staying single? I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight. This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit tight. You're about to find out he didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity?
He said nothing wrong, even on the behalf of our flaws as men too. Very well, said my brother.
This society is changing a lot, and even when we see a guy out that we think is cute, a lot of times they won't even walk up to us because they're intimidated.
And I don't know.
And like that's weird to me because I don't know. I think that's part of being a female is you want to feel like you're being chased.
I feel like guys do the chasing and girls like I'm the tequila, not the lime. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to I'm not gonna chase. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna chase you.
Men step back because basic gestures now risk being labeled creepy or sexist. Peace feels safer than dating under constant judgment.
Oh, let me do everything to get a girl. Let me get a girl. And it's like they chase the women, they don't chase the success. And when you chase the women, what ends up happening is you have to work exponentially harder because you're dealing with someone that didn't like you in the first place.
Men in 2025 stopped chasing validation. Now it's money, muscle, mindset over meaningless attention.
Okay, so of course, y'all both supposed to be loving each other and reciprocating the same energy, right? However, in my experience, like he said, when you start out chasing a woman and constantly trying to have to prove yourself, every next level you get to, now you gotta do this. Now climb up to that level, now you gotta do this all the time. Versus a woman that's after you and that's on your purpose and that's trying to, help you with your vision, you don't have to do all the extra work. Not saying that work won't be needed, but you definitely gonna, put in that work. And she's gonna push you to that direction. But it is 10 times more work if I'm having to chase you also in that process. True. Why can't we just, be how it is, establish this together, work together, and then we build something. But if I'm trying to build and chase you at the same time, I'm not gonna ever get to my destination, or it's gonna take me longer than it should have.
Chasing women while building your life drags you down. Build first, choose wisely, never simp.
Don't chase women. Really? They'll chase you. You meet a lady, you express to her how wonderful she looks or how you respond to the way she looks or whatever it is, and then go on about your business.
Focus on your grind. When the time's right, the right woman will invest. Stay focused, mysterious, and let her come to you.
This type of guy doesn't chase women, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if he's really this type of guy, he probably don't have an issue with women. That's number one. Number two, when a man is secure and he's confident, and he's good being by himself, I think a lot of people try to fill up the space because they don't like being alone. This type of guy don't struggle with being alone. So he don't need you. He wants you, but he don't need you. And because he doesn't need you, he ain't gonna chase you. Which, to be honest with you, I think is a strength, because you don't want a man that needs someone, who just doesn't like being alone, so they'll take anybody just to fill in the space. That's not the kind of guy you actually want. You want a guy that's okay being alone, because if you're in his space or he wants you around, you know he genuinely wants you around. It's not just to have somebody there or to fill in the blank.
A peaceful man won't tolerate drama. He values boundaries, respect, peace.
You made a video about the adored and the adoree between men and women.
The adored and the adorer.
Yes, sorry. Can you talk about that a little bit and why men need to understand being the adored is where you need to be as the man?
Sure. It's actually pretty easy to understand. I call it the balance of attraction. The fundamental axiom is that it's not possible for two people to like each other exactly the same amount. It's not possible. The issue is that if a man is the adorer, it forces the woman into the adored mode, and the adored gets to be loved by the one they're with. Mm-hmm. These people maybe have more control or power in this situation, but they have less of an emotional experience. It's not as fun to be loved by the one you're with. It's way more exhilarating to be with the one that you love. And in general, boredom is going to drive women out of a relationship sooner than men.
Yep.
And the longer she's in the position of being the adored, she's on that pedestal and you're looking up to her, the more she might be looking for the door.
Choose the woman who wants you, not the one you chase. Mutual effort matters more than one-sided desire or being used.
Do not your way.
Focus on building yourself. Success attracts respect, loyalty, and genuine interest naturally.
Well, I don't want to talk to a guy at the gym. Okay. I don't want to date a guy on Instagram. Okay. I don't want to talk to a guy that comes up to me in the store. Well, where is a guy supposed to talk to you at? Church? You don't even go to church. Men, when you approach a gal or ask for a phone number or an Instagram, you can message her a couple times. But if she is interested, she will get back to you. If she forgot, she is not interested. You need to stop chasing. You need to stop pursuing, because you'll find 9 times out of 10, She likes the guy that's either not available or not giving her attention. It's not a game, but it is like chess. You have to understand the playing field and what you're dealing with. If you show up and try to play checkers in this war, which I call the mind game, you will lose every time. And so you're what we call a simp. You're chasing.
Women aren't interested unless you're winning at life. Stop chasing, begging, or simping. The man she wants leads, doesn't follow.
Stop chasing women and build yourself first. Listen, you will never be able to truly focus inward if you are constantly chasing women. If you're texting this girl, meeting up with that girl, all while thinking about some other girls, you will never be focused. And once you channel your focus into what really matters, everything else will fall into place.
Dogs chase the cats and the cats chase the rats. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.